For the next 4 hours, we prune trees like they are our own. We baby, caress, and at least in my case, talk to the saplings as they fight the Panamanian sun for their young lives. 50% of the trees are covered in vines reaching from both the ground and other vegetation, making the work tedious. I am a bomb specialist cutting countless green wires, saving the city from sure eradication. Water breaks are had after a down and back, usually about a 45-minute excursion. The spider webs and their tenants continue to be a hassle, and remnants of web start to build up on my shirt sleeves when not being peeled from my face. Sometimes, I save myself from the awkward picking, feeling the flex of the web on my cheek early enough to absorb the trampoline effect, and jump back before any permanent traces are left. During a quick break, I seek out Chris for vented frustration. Stocy. These spider webs are fucking killing me. How do the Panamanians deal with them? Annoyed that I'm not quickly adapting to a Panamanian summer from a northwest winter, Chris submits his solution. They are usually working with machetes that take care of the webs before reaching their face. Why don't you find a stick and use it in the same way? I receive his suggestion as smugly as he says it, but it seems like a reasonable solution. For the rest of the morning, and each day of work after, part of my routine becomes the scouting of a proper stick. The perfect shape that can be used for both web control and machete work is about 1.5 feet long with a small branch protruding from the end that acts as a hook to grab the web or separate grass. Now armed, I do my best impression of a Catholic priest blessing his congregation, cautiously walking down each row while waving the stick methodically in front of me, and only beginning to work on a tree after all webs have been cleared. Peace be with you, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You have been blessed and are ready for pruning. Mama number 2 was kind enough to pack us lunch, but the never-ending story is water consumption. Our lunching circle consists of the day's total workforce, local Panamanians and us gringos. Derek speaks a decent amount of Spanish that he picked up from living in the Bronx, leaving me the only worker not able to competently speak the native language. The situation is frustrating as I very much want to communicate with the men that I'm working with, but time has not come available for studying yet. Lunch lasts 30 minutes. Chris spares me more hours of pruning, turning me loose with the Panamanians, machete in hand. Follow Liriano, he says. Watch how he throws. Don't be a hero. Liriano, as mentioned before, is PE's foreman between Arimay and Nueve Pariso, the other community that has PE tree plantations. He's a young man who knows what he's doing, and unfortunately, some of that didn't transfer to me that first day. Watching the Panamanians throw machete is like watching a professional chef fillet a fish from the dock. Specific cutting movements are made while preserving the delicate goal. Some of the saplings we clear foliage around are no more than 6 inches tall, barely visible amongst the thick brush, but the workers squat low, locate the tree, flick their wrists, and in 2 minutes' time a path has been formed 5 feet wide, leaving only the barely recognizable tree remaining. I can't express enough how difficult it is to find the saplings amongst all the growth. Am I making excuses because I cut down 2 saplings? Maybe. The eastern plot is trickier than others due to the decrepit logs and branches that crumble once trusted with weight. We all go down at some point, but the gringo, me, easily tallies up the most breakthroughs during the day. More frustrating than constantly falling is not being able to defend myself verbally. After each plunge, a barrage of comments rain down from my coworkers. As soon as my learning capacity allows, I will be a functioning Spanish speaker able to verbally parry. The day ends at 2 as the hottest hours approach. Before the walk home, Liriano chops off chunks of sugarcane to ease our thirst. Chris instructs me on how to eat the sugarcane, a process that isn't much different than ripping meat off ribs with one's teeth. The sweet liquid is satisfying but leaves me concerned for my dental health. Viewing the Panamanians' oral situations, 1 bite of sugarcane must equal 1 cavity. The trail back to the highway from the east end of the plantation is much smoother and more shaded than the morning's route. The workforce sticks together until hitting the road, breaking up once the sun has its say in each of our gates. Chris, Derek, and myself take our time and shirts off. If I'm going to be stuck in the sun with no threat of spider webs, I'm going to take off my shirt. It takes 45 minutes to walk back to Arimay. A shower is needed for all of us, but no one has the energy to even breach the subject. Derek sprawls on the wooden floor, stripped except for his boxers. I take a hammock in the same outfit. Finished settling up the day's pay with Liriano, my brother joins us in the only hammock left. We lie motionless, sweating and silent in the afternoon's rising humidity and heat. We are three exhausted gringos after a day of work that local Panamanians do 5 days a week for $9 a day. Over the last couple of years, that wage has risen from $7. Before falling into a nap, Chris offers, "First shower. Who wants it?" To answer, one must first have the energy. Once answered, then the person must have the energy to take the shower. These are important things. In time, my obsession with quick cleanliness will pass, but on this day, I muster, dibs. Lopping out of my hammock, I creak my way to my bedroom for fresh underoos, leaving a trail of wet footprints from sweat. Towel in hand, I navigate the steep stairs, ducking my head before reaching the cemented first level. The community center bathroom is across a small grass field, taking only 20 steps or so to be reached. The structure is cement with a tightly thatched area of sticks located upper right, allowing for a bit of light and airflow. The door has no latch and can only be locked by wedging the door as tight as possible to the frame. On windy days, the neighbors are sure to get good looks. The cement toilet is to the left, covered by a piece of wood that attempts to keep flies out. Centered is the sink, and to the right, the shower. What's special about this shower is the 55-gallon drum of water that takes up most of the foot space. Why is there a 55-gallon drum half full of water? Arimai, in an effort to conserve water with other communities, only receives running water every other day, but on occasion the absence can last up to a week. Today, the water is not running. The difference here is instead of getting water from a community well, weekly dripped through a shower head, I have to scoop water out of the drum. Actions from today would become routine for my time in Panama. A towel is slung over the shower curtain bar along with fresh underwear. Sandals are slipped off. Worn underwear, very worn most of the time, is placed on the lip of the sink. Assume position in the shower between barrel and under shower head. Commence shower. Before all this, I unwrap my new Protex antibacterial soap and place it on its now open wrapper sitting atop the bathroom's thatch windowsill. Already knowing I'm not going to get anything out of the shower head, I have to start mentally preparing myself for the next step of voluntarily pouring uncomfortably cold water on myself. My theory on situations like this follows the Band-Aid ripping mantra. On the window's ledge is a small bucket for scooping water. Grabbing it, I quickly dismiss the frog that had been making the bottom his home, breathe deep, dip the cupped plastic into the coffee dark water until a full load has been reached, hold it above my head, and count down from 3, 2, 1, and pour. Oh my god, fuck. And the spell ends with the blubbering of lips. My body recoils into itself, fully flexed and wanting protection from the next voluntary dousing. It's cold. It's shocking. 4 scoops later, the water easily finds its way down my body, but necessitates help to get under my armpits, requiring awkward shakes of the cup that most times fails to fully rinse. By the time I'm done, my body temperature has merged with the frigid water. Soap has been applied to the necessary places and marginally rinsed off. My first shower in my new home is complete. I towel off with a pink terry cloth variety supplied by the community center and make my way back upstairs where nothing has changed. Derek is still sprawled on the floor and Chris is seen but not seen. A voice echoes out of the hammock. "How'd you like it?" "You didn't hear?" I ask. I think we both know that the words coming out of your mouth can be a good thing in the right situation. But that wasn't it. For dinner, we return to Santa Fe in the same restaurant, only to be told there are no prawns. Chicken suffices while rice and lentils fill the existing chasm in our stomachs. Derek enjoys 2 polar bears, Venezuela's golden lager offering. Outside the eatery, night has come to Santa Fe, inviting dogs to roam the street. Their barking chatter is joined by the constant hum of crickets. The 3 of us add nothing, our only sounds being sighs once completed with our meals. The drive back is delayed an hour by the late construction taking place on the bridge just outside Santa Fe. A tractor and 2 dump trucks perform their ballet, loading and unloading hazardous mud away from the bridge, never ceasing to allow the stacked traffic to pass. Miguel, our evening transport, has no issue with the delay while the 3 Americans stir with impatience, muttering to ourselves about how this would never happen back home. I use the time to catch a quick nap, which is quite a task with the strobing headlights finding their way into the truck's cab. At 9 o'clock, The humidity and heat are still strong enough to make me sweat, and I shudder just thinking about another shower before going to sleep. My body recoils into itself, fully flexed and wanting protection from the next voluntary dousing. God damn it. My body recoils into itself, fully flexed and wanting protection from the next voluntary